Good morning and welcome to the Wellbeing Half Hour provided by the PPNA. I'm Kerry Nutley from Oracle. We're the sponsor of today's programme, and today's session, as always, is going to be brought to you by the amazing Lethem Green, who is the Executive Director of the PPNA. Lethem, over to you.
Good morning, Kerry. Great to see you again, and hello to everybody out there. Those of you who are returning, thank you very much for taking the time. And a special welcome if it happens to be your first time tuning into this mindfulness broadcast. I think we're probably now into our 5th or 6th week of doing these every morning. And this is the first time that I've broadcast when it has rained every other morning during that period. It's been glorious sunshine. So it's just interesting to think about, the change of the weather, how that must affect people and affect people's moods, which it does when we can get out and about. So, when people are locked down, and especially when you've got so little space to operate in, it's just interesting to think about that and the impact it will have on yourself and those who you're working with afar. So, yeah, I just need that as a reflection. Great to have you here. I'll be sitting with you for the next 25 minutes or so, and if it's the first time you've been your experience of mindfulness, don't worry about that. I'm going to guide you through today's sit, and you're an experienced practitioner. It's fabulous that we've got you here collectively out there in this world, knowing that we're together. It provides us with a real interesting connection and something which has become very special to me over the past weeks. Mindfulness itself, is a really important investment in your time. Mental health and well-being. It's a nourishing experience, and it's something that uses the breath as its central point, and breathing is something that we all do instinctively. You don't have to think about it. So there's not a right or a wrong way. It's just your way of operating and being, which is the important thing. So when people say I can't connect with mindfulness, it's just an interesting challenge. We all can be, and we'll experience that today as we sit together, deliberately on purpose, here committing our time and using it to recognize what we need to be joyous about in our life, things that we have got, the things that we can be really grateful for as we're alive today, rather than what we've given up and things that potentially we have lost. So what is it that you need? If you could turn your telephones off, that would be fantastic. For the next 20 minutes, the world should be able to survive without you, I hope. And if it's on vibrate, it's kind of just a little bit of a distraction, and really what I want you to experience is this whole concept of just being absorbed in your own awareness and sensations. And if we can do that, that would be great. I always use a high backed chair for my meditation. That provides me with a little bit of support and guide for my spine to be long and light. And you'll hear me refer to this regularly. It's about sitting on purpose with alertness, a real sense of it's kind of that effortless effort. So whilst it might look quite serene, there's a real purpose in the way that we're sitting. So we're not slouching in our chair. So if it's new for you, you might want a few cushions to prop behind your back, just to give your spine an extra bit of support. But if you haven't got them today, don't worry, just think about that for the next time. In terms of your feet, we like the feet to be firmly planted on the earth beneath. So if that means you need to have a few cushions to prop yourself up from the seat, if your knees are bent, then you can do that, or put some blocks and support underneath your feet. Because we want to create an angle, a 90-degree angle at the knee joint. So here's your thigh and your calf and shin, the lower leg, and the knee, with the feet firmly planted on the ground. I use a blanket, so if it's cold, I can pop the blanket on, but also the cloth from the blanket provides me with some support, so I can allow my arms just to fall away from my body, resting the backs of my hands on the tops of my thighs, and just placing the fabric of the blanket underneath to give it support, so it's at the right height. So I don't need to think about holding. There's no tension in my arms at all. Arms are always nice and soft, but equally attentive and alert. So that's it. That's all of the instructions. It's as simple as that, and the rest of it is just you and we together enjoying this experience. I'm going to start off by doing a little bit of physical exploration. So just being aware of your physical space as I ask you to stand up. and just shaking out your hands from your arms. Yeah, this is quite a vigorous exercise. But being aware, you might have just got out of bed, so you know you need to be alert to your own sensations and feelings. But it's not a lightweight shakeout. Yeah, this is bringing you to life in the morning. And this is something that you can do anytime. You know, if you're sitting at a computer or even just at home, you know, and you just want to reinvigorate yourself, connect with your body. As we move up to our elbows, shaking out the elbows. That is perfect. Breathing freely through the nose, unless you're congested, in which case, please feel free to breathe through your mouth. Otherwise, that's not going to be a good look. As we move to our shoulders, and dropping your arms off from your shoulders. Yeah. Just really feeling your arms, the weight of your arms falling away from your shoulders. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. And resting the arms by the side of your body. And already just after those 30 seconds of sort of shakeout, I can feel the difference. You know, I can feel a connection with my body. The fingertips, you know, which are really important, sensing instruments of our body, I can connect with them, a little tingle. So we're going to do a few circular motions with our shoulders. So drawing the shoulders up to your earlobes, bringing the shoulders together, the shoulder blades, and then drawing them down the spine. So we're just going to do 3 circle motions of that today, but if you've got time, then do as much as you need, because we store a lot of tension in our shoulders, can do. And then in the opposite direction, so bring your shoulder blades together, drawing them up the spine to allow your shoulders to meet your earlobes, around and down. So 3 circular motions in the opposite direction, yeah? Perfect. We want the inside of the feet to be parallel and hip distance apart. So the inside of the feet are parallel and hip distance apart. Breathing through the nose unless you're congested. Lifting through the legs. Yeah, so the knees are not locked at all. We're lifting and lengthening through the legs. The real sense of softness. And connecting the feet with the ground beneath. And just swinging the body from side to side. Gosh, as that rain is really falling heavily here in Shoreham. And just allowing gravity to do the work for you. Yeah, the arms are just loose. They're just like little sails in the wind of your space. Just 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And I could really feel, you know, a nice extension in the side of my rib cage, the muscles in the side of my ribs. So again, from the feet, drawing through the legs, lifting through the legs, the space between the pelvis and the first rib or the lowest rib, breathing space into that. The belly is soft, allowing the diaphragm and the internal organs to have space to move. Chest is expanding, broadening across the collarbone. Imagine you're hanging yourself on a coat hanger with your shoulders. So the shoulder blades are drawing down the spine. You've got a nice open extension across the collarbone. The throat area is nice and clear. The crown of the head extending upward to the ceiling. Imagine you've got a cord coming from the crown of your head. I always imagine mine's attached to a helium balloon that's drawing upward to outer space. Vivid imagination I may have, but it's that kind of extension, yeah? And drawing down into the ground. So my feet are attached to really heavy weights, drawing me into the earth. So I'm being drawn in 2 directions, but it's no force attached with it. Yeah, it's really on purpose effort. And we want to bring this extension to our seat as we begin our mindfulness session. And always after you finish your physical connection, trying to maintain that energy that you've generated in your body into your sitting position for your mindfulness practice. It's a great thing to think of. And keeping that sense of softness and stillness with your mind, because your mind probably, you've realized, has been very focused on your physical exercise there, rather than thinking about where you've come from or what you're going to be doing. And that's the whole purpose, you know, in terms of working through a mindfulness practice. So you've done the first step already in terms of being able to connect with mindfulness. So the feet are firmly on the ground, the earth, feeling the earth beneath your feet. Drawing through the legs, so the feet are still hip distance apart. Sitting bones connecting with the cushion of your chair. And lifting from the sitting bones, but no effort. You're not forcing that lift. Just thinking of extending and lifting upward. The belly is soft. Tops of the hands are resting on the thighs. Using any fabric to enable your arms really to fall away from your shoulders. So you don't have to hold on to that at all. Shoulder blades drawn down the spine. Throat is open. The back of the neck long. So just dropping your chin ever so slightly. So you feel that extension coming through the back of the neck. The jaw drops, the bottom jaw drops again ever so slightly, just a millimeter or two. So there's no tension, you're not holding onto the jaw. And also that helps bring attention downward. Closing the eyes if you are comfortable, otherwise taking the gaze to the point on the floor in front of you. And breathing freely through the nose, unless you're congested. The crown of the head still extending upward toward the ceiling. Brilliant. And this sense of effortless effort, just applying the right amount of effort to be connected with your body being alert and just being with yourself. But this time you've got nowhere else to go except being here together. At this time, without forcing, and there's definitely no criticism of yourself at all. You're just being aware of how you're feeling on this particular day, at this particular time. And there's no shoulds or musts. There's just being aware. Deliberately aware on purpose to any sensations which arise in your body. And if your mind starts to wander, that's perfectly normal too. It's a human reaction we all have. So you just need to be aware of that, and without forcing, just bringing your attention always back to your in-breath. No matter how often that occurs. Sometimes it can be constant. My mind constantly wanders. This happens to me regularly. And if that's the case, I just need to keep focusing on bringing my attention back to my in-breath. And that's after many years of practicing. And imagine those thoughts, stories, pictures which you have in your mind, just floating away from your mind as you bring your attention to your in-breath, like clouds passing in the sky, or a bird flying, soaring high on the wind. And just begin to take your attention to your breath, entering and leaving your body, moment to moment. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the rise of your diaphragm as it flattens on your in-breath and contracts on your out-breath. Breathing freely, soothing your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Breath is free. The jaw is soft and relaxed. And focus with your in-breath and scan your body and mind for any sense of tightness or holding. With your out-breath, just release and melt those sensations very gently. Focus on those areas with your in-breath and release and let go with your out-breath. Here you are, right here, right now, and as you're breathing in and breathing out, sitting at the center of your world, letting go with each out-breath, letting go of any unwanted sensations, letting go of any thoughts or stories, with each out-breath floating away like that cloud in the sky. Focus with your in-breath and release and let go with your out-breath. You're just noticing any shift in your body as you release and relax. And this is you connecting with your body feeling. And as you do so, take your attention to your heart area. Really breathing a sense of love into your heart. Focus with your in-breath and feel a sense of love flooding into the heart with your out-breath. The breath is free. There's no forcing your breath in any way, just allowing the rhythm to rise and fall. If your mind is wandering, just be aware of it and bringing always your attention back to your in-breath. From that area of the heart, bring to mind someone who is important to you in life. And picture them as clearly as you can in your mind. Really notice them carefully in your mind. Thinking about them going about their everyday life, caring for their family or trying to work, coping with caring responsibilities, coping with health issues, whatever it may be for them. Just imagine how they may be feeling at this time. And acknowledge those feelings and emotions they're experiencing. Focus on those thoughts with an in-breath. And just extending a sense of love and kindness with your out-breath. So you can really see it surrounding this person in front of you. Softly and gently, allow yourself to send a message of love to this person by repeating to yourself. May you experience kindness. May you be free of calm and safe during this time. May you be held in compassion. May you be happy. Feel that sense of love and kindness and compassion moving powerfully from you to them with each out-breath. Releasing the sense of loving kindness, the genuine extravagance. Drawing the breath really deeply from the soles of your feet, from the earth beneath, drawing it right through the body. With the out-breath really extending that sense of love and kindness to that person you see so vividly in front of you. Now imagine this loved one gazes lovingly back at you, returning the love, and kindness and compassion they have experienced from you, and you receiving it with the same sense of intensity and impact as you wanted them to experience. So being generous in your acceptance, opening your heart to the love and kindness this person is sending back to you. And this person lovingly invites you to place your hand on your heart and say to yourself, may I be well. May I be happy and safe at this time. May I extend kindness, love, and compassion to myself. May I be happy. As you return your hand and place it on the top of your thigh. Breathing is free. Posture is alert. The crown of the head extending upward toward the sky. And now bringing your focus with your in-breath to a second person you may care for and are concerned about during this time. And again, picture them very, very clearly in your mind. And say to yourself with meaning, may you be well. May you be happy and safe. May you feel kindness and compassion and love for yourself. And may you be eased today from any struggles or troubles you have. As we extend that sense of loving kindness and compassion to those who you may be sharing your home with, otherwise your neighbours, just wish them well, wish them kindness. Extending the sense of kindness and well-wishing to all of those who are caring for people in our community, especially those looking after the elderly in care homes and hospices. All who deserve our kindness and compassion. May their struggles be eased. May their fears and anxieties be eased. Really open your heart to love and kindness for those individuals. Because you are the carrier of love and kindness and compassion. Your heart is full of loving kindness, both for yourself and others. So rest in it. Trust it. And embrace it. You can see yourself in the day ahead living with this sense of loving kindness. And should you feel yourself losing your way or just checking in at lunchtime, just draw an in-breath through the soles of your feet to the top of your head. And just say to yourself in an out-breath, may I be well. And may I be happy. And do a couple of cycles of that. Breathing in, giving yourself permission to feel self-kindness before going about your daily tasks again. But just very mindfully, as we bring our practice to an end, allowing your eyes to open and the daylight to return, being aware of your environment. Just taking a few moments to gather your thoughts as I hand back to Kerry, who's going to say goodbye. And so I wish you well for the rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you so much. And I always have the point where we're all a little focused and a bit groggy. But I did want to share with you something new. So we're very blessed that we have the amazing Caroline Goyder coming to present for us on Friday. Caroline, if you don't know her or read any of her books, Gravitas is probably the most famous one, is just going to give us half an hour on Friday to talk about how to sound out the pilot of the plane in turbulent times. And I know we could probably all do with some of that. So just a half hour, lunchtime, HR talk time, and the information is there. As always, the replay of today's sessions with Leatham is on the PPNA website. So that's ppna.org.uk. and there is Letham's contact details and mine should you need us. But that just both leaves Letham and I to say thank you so much for joining. Hopefully we will see you again tomorrow morning, and stay well, stay safe, and yes, good to see the rain, even if it's been for the first time. I can't believe it's been that long, A, to have good weather, but A, that we've been enjoying with you over the last couple of days. So have a great day, and hopefully see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, Lethan. Thanks everyone for joining. Bye bye.